So dear students, on the behalf of School of Media and Communication Studies, myself Dr. Harish Kumar welcoming you all in this virtual class. And today we are going to discuss about speech preparation steps. So this particular class will be very fruitful for you. So firstly, let me tell you about the objective of this course. The objective of this course is to help the students who can explore and be nurturing with their communication skills practically. The idea is to provide students environment to develop oratory and acting skill in order to get exposure in the form of public speaking and street play. Overall, it aims at helping students understand the power of speech and expression in the area of communication for development. So I think that with this particular course, you all will be able to achieve this particular objective. So students, let us discuss about prerequisites of this particular course. So as far as prerequisite is concerned, you should have good communication skill. If you are having a good communication skill, on the basis of good communication skill, you can achieve a lot. You can manage the crisis. You can grab the attention of the audience. At the same time, it will also be very beneficial to perform various kinds of activities. You should have self-determination. If you are self-determined, then you can do a lot. It means you should not do the things because of pressure, but it should be coming from your own side. At the same time, you should have better general knowledge, what is happening around the world. If you are familiar with all the kinds of things, if you are familiar with different kinds of area, then the kind of speech that you are going to make, the street play that you are going to perform, it will always be very beneficial for you. So we can say that you should have a kind of vigilant opinion and you should just try to learn what is happening across the world. Okay, so I'm going to tell you about speech preparation steps. And these steps are very important for you because if you are going to follow these steps, then definitely you are going to become a good speaker. So what are the things which are required for this particular purpose? That selection of the topic. Because selection of the topic is very important thing. If you are able to select a very interesting topic of your interest area, then definitely you are going to perform it in a very good manner. Apart from it, the topic of the speech should be such which can grab the attention of the audience or a listener. If the topic is similar as the topic of others, then it is not going to create a kind of interest among the listeners. So topic selection is very important in this regard. And thereafter, you have to follow different commandments of a good communication. How you can grab the attention, how you can have a feedback from the audience, how you can use different kinds of word and sentences, how you can use quotations in your own speech. Apart from it, if you are going to take any visual ad, it is also going to help you a lot. So these commandments of communication should be involved in your speech. And apart from it, you'll find that clarity of idea and concept. Your concept should be clear and the idea behind your speech should be communicated properly. So if there is clarity, then definitely you are going to achieve the objective. Apart from it, you'll find that you should get advice from others while planning. Sometimes it happens that we are unable to decide about the topic. We are unable to, write something which can grab the attention of the listeners. So it's better to take advice from someone else who is having some experience in this field. And if you're going to have a kind of brainstorming session with that person, thereafter you'll be able to get some idea. And this particular idea will be very beneficial for you. Apart from it, you should be careful about the content. It means content is very important for you. What you're going to deliver, whether the content is having some potential, whether the content is obsolete, whether the content is just repetition of any other person's word. So basically, if content is interesting, content is new, content is informative in manner, then you'll definitely be able to grab the attention of the audience. So this is the thing which is very important for you. So dear students, as I was telling you about different kinds of steps that we can take for the preparation of a speech. In this regard, you should convey only useful sets of information to the listeners, because whenever we are going to prepare our own speech, we just want to include so many things in our own speech. And in this particular manner, we forget about just putting emphasis on the most important things. So it's better to come with the kind of novel kind of information, the information which is having some more impact on the information which can grab the attention of the listeners. And at the same time, we should avoid repetition of the information. We should not give any kind of misinformation to the listeners. Otherwise, if we are going to lose our own credibility, then in near future they are not going to pay attention on our own speech. And in this regard, follow-up is very essential. So if you are going to have a kind of follow-up kind of strategy, then definitely you are going to get some valuable feedback from the listeners. You can get follow-up from different, expert person also, who are having some expertise in the field of, speaking. So follow-up is also required in this particular manner. And one of the important thing is that how effectively you are going to keep the present and future in full view, because you're not only going to discuss about the present scenario, but at the same time through your speech, the people are able to visualize about the future. You're going to put emphasis on present as well as future scenario. In this particular manner, you are going to grab the attention, you are going to involve the audience, you are going to create a kind of relation with the listeners. So basically, this is a very important thing, that sometimes you are going to just compare the future with present scenario. Like we are going to have a kind of speech on any environmental issue. So at the time we can just put example of present scenario, and we can also project about the future, so that in this particular manner you can have some insight about it. Apart from it, you'll find that support words with deeds. If your deeds are different and the kind of words that you are going to say are different, then the people will think that you are just a pretender. You're not honest in your own approach. Suppose I am the person who is going to talk about honesty, and but my approach is not honest, then the people will not be just paying attention on my own speech. Even Mahatma Gandhi used to say that you should be honest. It means that if your approach is honest, then definitely others will also just going to follow your path. So basically these things are very important, and apart from it, you'll find that the most important thing is that you should have a good listening capability. You should be a good listener. If you're going to pay proper attention on others' speech, then definitely you are going to get some valuable points. You should identify. You should just try to learn from others. You should learn from the speeches of others, that how effectively they used to grab the attention of the viewers, how effectively they used to grab the attention of their crowd or their masses. So in this particular manner, you will also be getting some idea about it. You can right now you can just get example, and you can have a kind of recording of different renowned speakers, like Mahatma Gandhi's speech is there, Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru's speech is there, even our Prime Minister Narendra Modi's speech is there. So if you are going to get some diverse kind of exposure of different person, so it will just increase your horizon in this particular manner, and you will just create your own idea, you will create your own strategy to grab the attention of the listeners. So students, as I was telling you about how we can prepare a particular speech, So in the same manner, how effectively you're going to organize the speech, this is also one of the most important thing. So basically, you have to prepare the speech in such a manner which can have these kinds of structure. And in this particular structure, as you are just watching right now, the introduction part is very important, because through introduction you are going to decide about the attention of the listeners. You're going to create a kind of emotional bonding with your listeners, and on the basis of introduction you can make a kind of image in front of others. So if your introduction is convincing, if your introduction is good, effective, then definitely the listeners will pay more attention on your own speech. Otherwise, sometimes it happens that different speakers are unable to create a kind of interest among the listeners, and they are not going to pay proper attention. So introduction part is very important. I'm having different examples regarding this. You might have seen different political leaders, how effectively they are going to convey the masses. You might have seen different celebrities, and they are getting hardly getting a lot of timing in this regard. They don't have enough time to speak a lot, but through introduction they are able to establish a kind of relationship with the listeners. And for more example, I would like to cite here, it's about Swami Vivekanand. As you all are aware that when he just took participation in World Summit, he got chance at last. But you know how effectively he just communicated at that particular time. And in this particular manner, he just created a kind of synergy. He created a kind of environment in which others also felt that there's a need of his speech, there's a need of communication. So you have to create a kind of need. Sometimes we forget about it, that whether our speech is good or bad, but we keep on speaking without just thinking about others, whether really they are just listening it properly, whether they are really liking this or they are not liking. So as far as introduction part is concerned, the introduction part you can divide it into different important parts, like main point 1, main point 2, and there might be sub points of this also, sub point 1, sub point 2, or sub point 3, or sub point like this. So basically you might have a lot of information whenever you are going to make any speech. So basically you are supposed to categorize each and every kind of information in different categories, and with the help of proper example, with the help of proper quotation, with the help of some valuable facts, you are going to provide these kinds of information. And at last, one of the most important thing is conclusion also, because through conclusion you are going to tell about the gist of your own speech. What was your area of information, and at the same time you're going to tell others about the important points that you discussed in your speech. As you might have seen, there are different kinds of street plays right now. In street play, there might be one particular character. That particular character is going to describe about that particular event, and they are going to decide. They are going to tell about uh, the name of the characters which is being played, and at the same time, they are also going to provide you some social masses. So at last, basically, they are going to communicate you about the kind of social masses they wanted to communicate you. So in any speech, you'll find introduction, the body part, as well as the conclusion. All the things are very important, because on the basis of these kinds of things, you are able to create a kind of environment in which different listeners are also getting some exposure. They are also just trying to just get information more and more, and they are also going to react on your own information. So dear students, today we discuss about how you can create a kind of effective speech. And in this regard, I told you that your topic should be such which can create a kind of interest. It should be based on proper research, and if it required, then you can also discuss with your colleagues. You can take some viewpoint from others, or sometimes it happens that you are going to talk to any renowned speakers in this regard also. And apart from it, as far as preparation is concerned, you are going to note down some important points. At the same time, you are going to decide about your structure, the way you are going to present the kind of things, the area where you're going to put more emphasis through your own speech. Apart from it, as far as speech is concerned, sometimes you're going to collect some quotations of any renowned person. Sometimes you are going to compare the current situation with the future, or you are going to project about future and you are going to provide data of current scenario. Apart from it, you are going to cut a joke. So wherever, if the topic is very serious in nature, so at the time you can't do so many experiments, but if the topic, topic is such in which you can do some experiments, so it's better to use some joke, or you are just going to convey something which is light in manner and through which you are going to grab the attention. So introduction part and closing part is also very important in any speech. The way you are going to create, or the way you are going to develop a relationship with your listeners is very important, and how you are going to conclude the kind of thing is also very important for you, because it is going to just set examples for others, and on the basis of this, the listeners will decide whether next time they will have to pay proper attention on your own speak or not. You might have heard that our colleagues used to say that, okay, let us listen this particular person, let us listen this particular leader, let us listen this particular celebrity, because really you are going to get some valuable points from these speakers. So basically this is one of the most important thing, and it is also going to pay you a lot, because if you want to become a good professional, then you should strive in this particular regard. So as you know that we have to become a speaker who can influence, persuade, or motivate others. Why we are going to speak? Because we want to influence others. The influence is very important, because if there is not any influence, we are unable to create any kind of influence, it means there is some problem, and it requires that we should have some introspection about ourselves. What was the lacuna? As you might be aware that there are different kinds of marketing companies, they also used to persuade us to behave in a certain way. And right now you might be having a lot of persons who are just going to motivate us. There are different motivational leaders for us who are going to motivate us to they are just paving our ways, they are making our ways to do a lot. So dear students, as today you learned about the preparation of your speech. So basically one of the most important thing is that how we are going to list down different important considerations that we are going to do for the purpose of preparing our own speech. So in the same manner, you have also to prepare your own speech, and while preparing your own speech, the things that you considered in this particular regard, just you have to note down all the things, and you have to discuss all the things in the classroom. So I think this particular activity will make you familiar with the preparation of the speech. So dear students, as you all are aware that we are just a facilitator in the process of education. If you want more information, if you want to refer more content, then you're most welcome. And in this regard, you can refer these websites, and you can refer these books as far as this particular course is concerned. So dear learners, thank you very much for your patience. And if you are having any suggestion, any query, you can contact me on my mobile number in my office hour. At the same time, you can also send your queries on my email ID, which is harish.kumar@galgotiasuniversity.edu.in. We'll meet again in this process of communication. Till then, bye bye and namaskar.